Joe, it's even deeper than that, okay? Then there's the hunting of physicians. So I myself, Peter McCullough is the textbook example of hunting physicians, right? The guy is $150,000 in debt right now in the hole in trying to defend his medical license. This is one of the most highly published authors in the world. He's an exceptional researcher. And apparently a pretty good podcaster too.
He's great. I mean, the guy's published more in his field than any other physician in history.
And Baylor's trying to take him out. And it's not only Baylor, it's some entity outside of Baylor that's come in and is financing the attacks on him. But just to bring it home in a really, not to make it all about me, but to be able to speak in the first person, okay? So I went to Maui with a bunch of physicians a few months ago, and we gave talks and did training about early treatments. We didn't talk about vaccines. There's only one hospital on Maui, on the island of Maui. It's owned by it's basically a Kaiser Permanente satellite. Okay, so we went there. We gave that talk. That hospital and the hospitalists associated with it are actively involved and have kicked out Kirk Milhound because he's giving early treatment with the horse drug, ivermectin. Okay? Now, who is Kirk Milhound? Why is he in this hospital? What is he qualified? Okay? He's an MD, PhD, pediatric cardiologist with his PhD training at UC San Diego in vascular inflammation. He is among the most qualified individuals in the world for managing COVID and commenting on myocarditis in children. And they've kicked him out of the hospital.
Just for prescribing ivermectin.
For early treatment. Okay? He also happens to be a pastor at a local congregation. He runs a food bank. His whole life he has traveled to emerging economies to provide free treatment. This is the kind of exemplar person that we all should be in the best of all possible worlds.
And did they give an excuse for this? Are they saying that his prescription of early treatment promotes vaccine hesitancy? Like, is there anything?
He's prescribing ineffective drugs and putting people's lives at risk. But here's the point. I'm not even there yet. Okay, we're just winding up on this one.
Right.
So the other day, right before Christmas, 3 days before Christmas, I get a package from my licensing agency, which I'm licensed through the state of Maryland. So the state of Maryland Medical Board sends me a package, and it is a complaint that's been filed against me. I have 6 days to respond. Basically, I end up having to respond on Christmas Day, okay, or earlier, to this attack claiming that I should lose my medical license. And the citations are that I didn't actually invent mRNA vaccines, a copy of the Atlantic Monthly attack article on me, claims that I'm licensed in Virginia, which I'm not, claims that I didn't graduate from Harvard Medical School, which I did. Okay, so I have to respond to all this stuff. Now, in going through it, and it's just false, all coming and pulled a bunch of stuff off of Twitter and LinkedIn and sent it in and saying, well, this is the reason why this guy should lose his license, okay, because he is responsible for millions of deaths. He said it straight out, okay? I'm responsible for millions of deaths because of what I've said on social media. Now, who is it that's filing this? It turns out it's the director of recruitment and external affairs of this hospital in Maui. This guy felt that it was necessary to send this little package of happiness right before Christmas to my licensing board to try to get my license taken away. That what we're seeing across the United States and across the world is it's the hospitals and the hospitalists that are attacking outside physicians.
Do you have any knowledge as to why they're doing this, other than speculation?
If I was to follow the money, I'm going to put it that way. Okay? Again, I can't get into their heads.
Of course.
I don't know what's making them do this. It's crazy. Okay? Never been done before.
Right.
It's happening. We went and did a presentation in Alaska, And the same thing was being done for the physicians that came out and spoke about early treatment in Alaska. And fortunately, the Alaska Licensing Board put out a very terse statement that they don't want to get involved in politics and this kind of tit for tat, and that this is outside of their role. Medical licensing boards for this kind of stuff are usually involved in making determinations about somebody's suitability because of drug abuse or sexual activity or other things which are outside, or malpractice, overt malpractice. Okay, this kind of political weaponization of medical licensing boards is new. Now, here's the observation that I can make if we follow the money, is that hospitals are incentivized to treat COVID patients. The thing that ties all this little part of this story together, including the suppression through the government of early treatment, hospitals are incentivized financially to treat COVID patients. If COVID patients are being treated outside of the hospital and prevented from going to the hospital, such as the case in the Imperial Valley, where Brian Tyson and George Fareed have saved thousands and thousands of lives of indigenous Latinos that are coming across the border and working the fields. I mean, they're breaking their backs to save the poor. Amazing story there with early treatments. And I guess they're left alone because they're in the Imperial Valley and nobody cares. They're all poor. But in these urban environments, there is all these incentives for hospitals to treat COVID patients. And if people are giving treatments that are keeping those people out of the hospitals, then they're not getting that revenue.
So your speculation, if I just could unpack this, that doctor in Maui who was giving early treatment, you think that the reason why he was targeted because he was directly costing the hospital money because people weren't going in?
I'm not saying I'm saying that the observation is that early treatment keeps people out of the hospital, and that hospitals have financial incentives, including death incentives,
to discourage early treatment.
And the other data point is these that are doing the attacking are almost universally hospital administrators and hospitalists.
So these aren't physicians. These aren't
by hospitalists, I mean hospital-based physicians.
Okay, what does that mean then? Why are they doing it?
Because they're part of that system, of that hospital system.
And the administrators, they would be doing that because
they're making. So, again, I don't want to make accusations.
Right.
I'm observing facts.
Right. I want to